Okay, so a couple of things have happened in the last couple weeks since my last video. I divorced my husband. Very long story, don't need to go into it. Passed a class and started a new class. So this video is going to cover, it is C957 Applied Algebra. And that was an easy class, but there were a couple of things that I did need to learn. First of all, like how to use the calculator. This was a TI-36X Pro, and I really heavily relied on that calculator. So a couple of things I'm going to do today. For one, the recorded cohort that Odin does are amazing. He went over this, but really there were only like 3 things I needed to know. So I'm going to show you what those are. Okay, so this will be really simple use of the calculator and what I used it for. Like I said, this is the T136X Pro. Pretty useful calculator. It's not actually mine. My father let me use it, so that's kind of awesome. And the thing that we're going to use it for the most in this course is going to be for not an equation like that, but one that looks very similar to this one that I'm going to type out. It'll say something like 171 divided by 1 plus 5e to the power of negative 0.2x. Or whatever. Super complicated, could not do it on my own, but the calculator can do it. So we're just gonna type that in. 171. We're gonna go down to the bottom line. It'll be 1 plus 5, and then we've got e is right here. Take us up automatically, and then we just type in the negative 0.2, and we'll just say that we're gonna times it by 8. That x equals 8, and we've got our number right there. When Odin goes over these videos, he does it a little differently, but if you just type in the whole thing, then it works out pretty great. If any of you are already enrolled in WGU, you should be very familiar with this whiteboard. They'll send you a whiteboard when you first enroll, and this is the whiteboard that I take with me when I take these exams. The things that I needed to remember for this, really, this whole algorithm, or whatever you call it, I forget the word for it because it's not important to my brain, was very important because it helped me just to stay organized. Same with the concave down and concave up, if it was slow, if it was fast, or vice versa, because then you'll be able to look at the example of the problem on the board and then keep track. Okay, point A to point B, this is concave down, slower, and then it goes concave up, faster, things like that, and that really helped me just to keep organized and keep track. Same down here, talking about strong, moderate, and weak when it comes to, I can't remember what it's called. I'm taking the what is it called? I don't know, something about the United States, and whenever I pass a class, I just kind of like try to forget all of that so I can focus on the next one and pass as quickly, which is what I'm in the process of doing. But knowing that anything that was a really strong correlation is going to be greater, or 0.7 or greater. If it has a moderate correlation, it's going to be between 0.3 and 0.7, and if it is weak, it's going to be less than 0.3. And so those are kind of really the main 3 things that I found useful. I think it took me total about 7 hours to complete this class. And that was split between 2 days. On day 1, I took the pre-assessment, passed the pre-assessment, but then I realized I did not know how to use my calculator. So then I went through and watched all of Odin's classes, and I'll post the link in the comment section for that, in case you can't find it. And he's like really great at explaining this. You really don't need to pay attention to any of the material. And then from there, I took the objective and passed it almost with flying colors. I got exemplary on everything except validity, and I believe that that's because I just didn't care when it came to those questions, and so I just got through it as fast as I can. The pre-assessment took me about 2 hours and 40 something odd minutes, so almost the 3 hours, and then the second time when I took the objective, it took me less than 2 hours. So it's not necessarily a hard class. There's just things that you got to remember. Knowing how to use the calculator, knowing, figuring out a cheat sheet to bring in, not necessarily to bring in, but to write down real fast of what you need to know, is definitely helpful. And especially if you don't really know how to use the calculator, being able to figure out all the different functions how to get the equation properly set up was really good, and Odin goes through that too. So I wish you luck. Don't stress this class like I did, because I hate math, and this was pretty chill. It was a lot easier than the accounting math that I had to do for a couple classes ago. Good luck. Let me know how it goes.